G'day, it's Rob here again. Well, it's a wet old day in Adelaide and I haven't done any machining for quite a while. Been busy on other jobs, so I thought I'd do a bit today. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a pin vise. I was looking on the internet this morning and I see that Fred Miller, who I subscribe to, made a really nice job of a pin vise to hold small screws and, you know, things like that, so that you can then work them on grindstones and cut off the little bolts, and they're handy. I've never had one. I've always generally sort of got by with just use the drill chuck on a Morse taper that goes in the tailstock, and or I hold them with my fingers and get burnt fingers, So I thought, yeah, good idea, Fred. I'll have a go at that. I'll make one up too. It's about time, because since I use collets in the tailstock now, I haven't used a drill chuck in the tailstock for a long, long time. I've just had this old Jacobs, small Jacobs chuck and Morse 2 taper that I used to use in a sleeve, just lying in the drawer there. So I thought, well, I might as well just take the chuck off and I'll make up a pin vise with that. But I do it a bit differently to Fred's. Fred used round stock and milled it and it looked really nice. I'm going to just use some hexagonal bar that I've got, and that way I can hand hold it and I can also mount it in the vise jaws and then, cut off bolts and stuff with it mounted that way, which I think will be quite handy. Alright, so we'll get on with the job. This is what I normally use as a pin vise, just handheld, Morse 2 with the old drill chuck in the end, and it works okay. But what I want to do is take this chuck off and use some hexy stock I've got. Where's that? And here it is. This is a bit of stuff that came with a whole lot of bits and pieces with that last 102 Shawblin lathe I picked up a while back, the one that was under a tree. So I would just use that, and I'll be able to put that in the vise and still be able to turn it by hand. Pretty simple job. I'll just cut it off, drill in the end with this thread so it screws in, and then we'll hollow out the centre of it so it's lighter, won't be so heavy to hold. Pretty much job done, just a matter of take that off of this, and I'll show you how to do that, and yeah, we'll get on with it. Right, if you ever want to take chucks off of mandrels or tapers or whatever, the easy way to do it is just put the tang in the vise, and then you can put the key in there and belt on that with a hammer. It's a bit rough. I prefer to just open the jaws up, get an Allen key, put that in, do it up so it's firm, get a hammer, just tap it till it lets go. Tapping it will jar it. That's better than, say, putting a cheetah bar on there, and then off she comes. And then you just undo it. You haven't done any damage. Comes off dead easy. So, that's the way to get them on and off without damaging stuff, and it's effortless. So I'll just keep that for a rainy day. Who knows what I'll need it for, but anyway, all handy stuff.
Okay, so now we have to drill and tap the thread. I mean, this is a dirt simple job, this. This is 24 TPI 3/8 SAE. This is an old Jacobs chuck, and so it's not metric. So this is the tap, and this is my old thread gauge. Got to have one of those. This is a set of old taps I've had, taps and dies I've had since I was a kid, you know, when I was doing this sort of work. And yeah, over the years the cheap shit carbon steel ones have broken, and I always replace them with better quality. But overall, these sets work quite well, you know. Most of the dies have stood up okay. It's just the taps, which probably get most of the work anyway. They're more likely to break than a die, so that's why you can see, yeah, I've replaced a few. But yeah, does the job. Okay, we'll get on with it. I'm leaving the tailstock a bit loose, and I'll just slide it into the job. No dramas. Bingo. Looks pretty good. Well, I'm going to go up to 1/2 inch on the inside. I was going to go a bit less, but I dropped the bloody collet for the next size down, and do you think I can find that motherfucker? I've looked everywhere. How can you lose a collet? I mean, you know, they're not small. I heard it hit the floor, and then it went bouncing off somewhere amongst stuff. I had to go and have a beer lunchtime. I was so pissed off hunting around for that thing, and I thought, screw it, I'll just go bigger. God, some days in the workshop things drive you batty. Alright, got that off your chest, we'll move on. Friggin' thing.
finally found that collet after hunting around for half an hour on my hands and knees, dragging out half the workshop. I mean, you know, and where you find it, you know, it's in the most unbelievable spot, you know. The chances of actually getting there are like a zillion to one. It had hit the toolbox, bounced across on the floor, shot across the workshop, ricocheted back, and then gone under the lathe again and hidden itself in the very corner of one of the upright legs, angle-line legs of the lathe stand on the side you couldn't see. I mean, how? I mean, what are the odds of that? Anyway, I found it. I beat that mother. And it's back where it belongs in with its buddies. But I tell you, whenever you drop stuff in the workshop, it's always the same. If you can find it, well, it's a miracle. Anyway, let's get on with it. We'll look at the final product.
Well, there's the finished article. Simple, simple, simple. Just a thread and hollowed out at end so it's not too heavy. And just a matter of now, just put the chuck on it. We don't want to scratch our nice finish, so I'll use some jaw pads. And we'll use the same trick to tighten it that we used to get it off. Using Allen key. That'll do it. So, she's all done. So I can hold it in my hand like that. It fits in my hand, it's not too long. You know, so you could use it like that to turn stuff against a grinder or something like that. Or you can use it in the vise with some jaw pads to put bolts in and cut them off with the little saw and that. So it's going to be handy. Anyway, that's it from me. The job's done, and next time I see you, I might even have a new cap. My poor old Honda cap, you would have noticed, has just about had it. It's disintegrating. It's been through the washing machine probably a few too many times, and anyway, who knows, next time I might look like a new person altogether. Alright, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed it, got something out of it, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.